Good day, Move Fitness, and thank you so much for joining me on this Soul Session Sunday. My name is Chancey Patterson, and I'm excited to continue on our journey that we've been talking about with journaling. And I'm going to get into some influences and give you guys some tips in regards to that, like who you're surrounding yourself with today. So I want you to get out a few things from this talk today, which is going to be the journal. We're going to talk about 90-day goal setting, and then I'm going to talk to you about who you're influencing yourself with. Is it positive? Is it negative? And what we can take action on. I hope you guys are well. I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you guys soon back in the gym. I'm excited. I feel like we're turning that corner. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, staying socially connected, but physically distant. I know it's tough on a Memorial Day weekend like this, but you got to do it, right? Just we're almost there. So continue on with that so we can have breakthrough and get back into the gym and get back to our lives as we know it. So let's start with our book. Again, for those of you just joining us, if this is your first Sunday, we've been journaling. We've been going over our why statements. We've been talking about our mission statement and our affirmations and what's important to us, and we've been talking about our social connections and our personal relationships and what do we want to get better at and our finances and all of that. And it's been extremely fun. If you've missed any of those sessions, you can go back onto our YouTube channel and or our Move Fitness main page. On that page, you are going to have to scroll and find the other soul sessions going back to about 6 to 8 weeks ago. So pop in there and find those. If you are continuing on today, we are on 90-day planner, right? So we are on our 90-day. I grabbed Megan's book because she has just got one. She's gotten on this too as well. So I grabbed her book, and I'm actually gonna, if you can, try and see if you can see this 90-day planner, right? This is the section we're at, where we are going to be goal setting for the next 90 days. As you can see, right, we've got a goal, we've got a purpose, right, the project, target date, actions to be completed by, right, why I'd love to achieve this goal, how will I feel when I achieve this goal, and we're going to do 4 of those. You see it boxed out into 4 for this 90-day process. So that's really important, you guys, because we've got to set goals. And at the beginning of the book, remember we talked about setting really big goals. We had long-term goals, like what do I want to ultimately achieve? I want to own my own business. I want to move. I want kids. I want to get married. I want, like you talked about your wants and how bad you wanted those and what you were going to get and how long it was going to take and what actions you were going to do to be able to accomplish those. Remember, that was that trifold paper that was really long in our last session, last Sunday. So now we're going to talk about 4 major goals, and this is when you refer back to that trifold, 4 major goals that you are going to accomplish in the next 90 days. Some, right, it's got the project and then the target date. Maybe you accomplish some in 30 days. Some might take 45, some might take the whole 90, but you're gonna pick 4 for this 3-month portion of this planner, right? So that's gonna be fantastic because it's gonna allow you to set, right, these smaller goals so you accomplish them and you get them checked off and you feel good, right? So make sure that they're obtainable, right? You can measure them out, right? We talk about the SMART goals, right? We want to make sure they're specific, measurable, attainable. They are realistic and time sensitive. So we want to make sure when we're setting these goals, these 4 goals of the next 90 days, that you keep that in mind, right? Specific, measurable. The A is attainable, R is realistic, and T is time sensitive. So we're going to put a 90-day, but this has, again, different target dates, right? Actions to complete this goal. Why I would love to achieve this. How will I feel when I achieve this goal, right? These things are really going to dig back into that why statement, mission statement. Like, how are these things going to make you feel when you get them accomplished, right? Healthier, a better relationship with my kids, better feelings of happiness and wealth and excitement at work. Right, so those type of things. So that's a really cool thing for you guys. That's your next project, to set those goals, because then you're on to, just your normal daily planning after that, which is, let me just flip to a blank page so you don't get to see her stuff, but I'll show you that too as well, because we've been doing these, at the very beginning we started off real slow with just like, hey, let's start with a day, and then we kind of got into the why and the mission statements and all the possibilities and the what ifs. Like, we got into those things, which was really fun. So I'm going to show you a page of this book, a couple pages, so you can kind of get an idea, and you can just copy these and then just do these every day of the week. And then what I'll do for you today also is I'm going to show you every Sunday. You then re-go over it, right? Those of you listening who've been watching me, you know this already, but those of you who are new, I'll show you that page too as well. So I'm going to come a little bit closer, and I'm going to show you these two pages, and then we're going to talk about influences right after that. So every single day, what I want you guys to do, all right, is journal, right? Journal, today I'm open to the possibility of, right? Up here in the top right, look, we see reminders. These little check boxes, look at that. Meditate, visualize, exercise, inspirations, right? And then a blank one for you to fill in. See, what I would love, okay, what I love about my work is fill in the blank. Today I'm inspired to take these actions. I have a winning mindset, and I am, okay, what have I learned today? Then at the end of the day, what have I learned today? What's my mindset like? What habits? What I want to adopt in my life? How did I give value today? It's got a daily planner, like from 6 a.m. all the way down to 8 p.m. Things you can do, right? If you were to look at the next day, so it gets a little bit different. Back it up just a little bit, right? Today would be fun too. I'm so grateful for the simplest things in my life, like what? Like, you write those down. And then, what is the best course of action to take today? Right? Today I'm creative and I am 4 affirmations. What was fantastic about today? What skills can I develop further? What new mindset? So you get it. So there's those. And then at the end of the week, right? Let me flip to the end of the week, which is really cool because you get to check in with yourself, right? So at the weekly check-in, right? Now I can see, right? So what have I achieved on my blueprint, which was last session? All your checklists, right? So really cool. So you can write all these down, right? Pause in there if you need to on your video screen here on the channel, right? Write all these down. Super cool. And then here is your weekly planner for next week, right? Which is, what goals am I going to take, right? What am I going to accomplish on this week? So super cool book. Again, you guys, this is the Daily Greatness Journal, Daily Greatness Journal. You can find it online, right? Here's what some of their other journals kind of look like. If you can see that, there's fitness ones. There's, business ones, yoga, wellness, parenting. I mean, all of that. So they do a really good job if you need structure, which I like. I like just bang, 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 tell me exactly what you need to do, because again, I've had blank journals, and for me, I mean, it was great for writing. It's a great beginner, like just for writing notes and communicating, but it wasn't great for me, like just to have mindset and little things I need to do, affirmations, like yes, but get specific on things. What am I grateful for? I mean, so again, it was great for just sheer structure. What I want to talk to you next about is the influences. And something that's been on the top of my mind lately is dealing with negative influences, right? Negative people in your life that are really kind of bringing you down. And I'm hearing it, I'm feeling it, so I'm going to understand where you're coming from, and that's not good for you, right? Negative influences in your life. And let's start off with, what does that look and kind of feel like? I mean, you know what it is. I mean, if you're surrounding yourself with people who don't read a lot of books. Are you reading a lot of books? If you are surrounding yourself with people who spend all of their paycheck the second they get it, you're maybe more apt to do that. If you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you tend to be more negative. Unhealthy people, you tend to be a little bit more unhealthy, right? Binge drinkers, like you tend to drink a little bit more, like recreational, like so those type of things. Like attracts like. Like-minded people hang out with like-minded people. People that they want to associate themselves with. Right? Have you ever heard the thing like misery loves company? Right? And then when you see usually healthy people, like think of like really healthy trainers in the gym, they're usually hanging out with really healthy people in the gym, like so that's who they surround themselves with. So you have that opportunity. But peer pressure that's pretty much what I was kind of just talking about. But one thing, I'm just going to kind of read off this list here is you want to make mental notes of one, who am I surrounding myself with? Like who's my circle of influence that is surrounding me, and who do you most often associate with, hanging out with, because they're going to help influence you every day. Like peer pressure is very powerful, right? In a negative way and or a positive way. It can go either way. Unfortunately, more often than not, we see it in a negative way. So who are you surrounding yourself with, right? And what are these associations doing to me? Like who am I associating with, and what, right? So who are you surrounding yourself with? And what are they doing for you? So what have they got me doing? What have they got me listening to? What have they got me reading? Where have they got me going, right? How am I thinking? How am I talking? How am I feeling? What am I saying, right? So you got to make some serious studies of how other people are influencing you, right? Both negatively and positively. So write down both, because you're going to want to keep those people once you recognize it who are being positive in your life, and you're going to want to hang out with them and associate with them more. In that negative, we're going to kind of try and like filter out. Number 3, right? So number 1 was who am I surrounding myself with? 2 was what are these associations doing to me? And then 3, is that okay? Maybe everyone you associate with has been positive, energizing, exciting, influential. Then again, there may be some bad apples in there. And I'm suggesting, and probably going to see, if you take a closer look, you can really start to uncover who's who in your life and who's influenced you one way or another. But you've got to recognize that. If you deaf ear it and you don't pay attention, then you're just going to end up in this wheel of just doing the same thing over and over again. And it's easy to dismiss the things that influence our lives, right? So here's an example. One man says, I live here, but I don't think it matters. I'm around these people, I don't think it hurts. I would rather take a look at that, right? I would rather you take a look at that, because you're sitting there saying, I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, I'm not smoking around my kids. I'm not drinking around my kids. I'm not negative to my spouse. I'm not talking shit about my work, talking crap about my work, right? But wait a minute, that's influencing that talk right there. Could you feel how that's coming out? Like that's not, something's deep down in there. That's not super positive, right? So you got to keep checking on that stuff and find where those tipping scales are to find out, okay, that person's constantly negative. That person constantly talks down to me. This person, right, is a huge influence in business. And they're just, man, it's not positive. You got to recognize that and go, man, do I want to be like that? Do I want to surround myself with that? Because I'm going to take that burden, and that might be how I talk to other people, other coworkers. I might come home and start talking to my spouse like that because I have this big influential person talking so negatively and so demeaning around me. And you got to recognize that. You got to get away from it. You got to run far away from that, right? It might take time, but you got to get away, right? So, let's talk about ways to handle these associations and relationships that might be holding you back, right? The positive ones, focus on it, recognize it. You want more of that. Give me more. I want more of the good stuff, right? And then you start recognizing negative things, and you're going to go, okay, 1, disassociate. Not an easy decision. Not easy to do, and I understand that. But you should not take it lightly. It's very essential that you do this, right? It's a very hard choice not to let negative influences impact your life, because they might be super close to you, or they might be a very powerful person in the company, but you got to get away. You've got to, because you are who you are, okay? That person's not going to change. And, well, maybe they can, but that's not on you. At that moment, you're not going to try and convince them to change. You've got to change. You've got to change what you do, because they're not going to change. Trust me. Unless they want to. And based on how they are, they probably don't want to. So it's going to be a huge production in positive quality in your life when you are able to disassociate, right? Number 2, limit the association. Limit your time with that person, your conversations, your interactions, your connections, right? Don't fall into the trap of constantly hanging out and being around that person if you know it's just this negative rabbit hole spiral, right? You don't want to, you only have one life. You only have so much time on this earth, so much time in a day, right? 24 hours. You want it surrounded by people who are going to uplift you, inspire you, motivate you, excite you. Even, are those people going to be perfect probably every single day? No, but come on. If you felt like I was feeding you a bunch of negativity every single day, I would pray that you would hang up your phone, like you would turn this off, you would just delete me off of Facebook and get off of, like, all of that stuff. Because you shouldn't have to be subject to that negativity. Like, but that's your choice. Right? And this is the cool thing, like, this is your choice. You get to choose to not do that, to not be a part of it. And it's going to be hard, like I said, right? So you can disassociate altogether. You can limit the association, right, with this person. And number 3, expand your associations. So get to those people that you like hanging out with that are positive. They probably know more positive people. You want to know, like, who else are you associating yourself with on this positive spectrum, and go, I want to hang out with more of those people. Connect the dots for me, right? Make these network connections so I can be surrounded by more positive people. My sister's a great example, right? Natalie has done a fantastic job associating herself with all of these positive people and mindset and tracking and creating your own business and empowering. Like, she's in a great women's group, right? She's got a great church group too as well. So she is constantly associating herself with positive people. I don't know if she has, and if she does, I mean, she must not hang out with them very often, but my sister hangs out with some of the most empowering, positive people I have ever met. And I am so proud of her. And so I know that, hey, if I, for example, wanted more of that, if I was hanging around all of these negative associations, man, I'm going to connect with her and go, hey, can you connect me with some of your church group, members who's super positive? Can you connect me with some of your women empowerment groups? Can you connect me with some of your mindset associations, right, in that social group? Like, I've got to reach out because I need help. I want more of that, and she's got it. So, and you have to do it with a purpose. You've got to get, again, awareness for anything is crucial and key for you to have success in your life, right? You've got to be aware. You've got to know who you're surrounding yourself with. So, you guys, I really want you to focus on that. Nobody should ever bring you down. Never, ever. And if you've got some of those people in your life right now that are bringing you down, dump them. Dump them like a bad boyfriend, girlfriend. You got to disassociate. You got to limit the association, right? You got to find some positive people and hang around them more. But it's you. You've got to do that. you've got to be aware, and you've got to write down, like, man, where's my circle of influence? Where's it coming from? And when you do that and you start becoming aware of it, you kind of pick your head up, not like an ostrich in the head in the sand. Like, you pull your head out of the sand and go, oh man, like, I have one positive friend and like 7 negative ones. Or maybe you've got 7 positive ones and 1 negative one. And that 1 negative one, you're like, ugh, man, I'm recognizing we've been hanging out a little bit more. Maybe I should just limit that association. And maybe you just can't get away from it. Maybe it's a sibling or a spouse. I don't know. But you have the power. Like, you have the power. And that's that cool thing. That's that empowering moment and feeling when you know, God, I have the choice. I mean, hopefully you don't have an imaginary, kind of gun to your head going, you better hang out with these friends today, the negative ones, and tomorrow, like, hopefully you have that whereabouts to make that choice. And I know it's hard. I've done it myself. I've disassociated with, negative people in my life, and it's tough, but it feels so good when that's out of your life. When that cancerous person, when that scorpion is just kind of gone, and then it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Right? It feels really good. So you guys work on that 90-day planner. Right, you've got 4 major goals that you're going to work on over the next 90 days. You're going to set some timelines on those, and then make yourself aware. Who am I associating with and what are my circle of influence? Positive or negative? Write it down. Figure out, kind of pick that head up and pay attention to your surroundings, and make some changes if you need to. And you guys, I miss you like crazy. I can't wait to see you guys soon inside the gym. Please let us know if you need anything. We're here for you at Move Fitness. So again, my name is Chancey. Thank you so much for joining me today. All of our medical, military, first responders, thank you. We so much love and appreciate all you guys putting your lives on the line to protect us and keep us safe. Thank you so much. Again, have a great Sunday. Have a great Memorial Day. Love you. Miss you guys.